Kaelen stood at the edge of the forest, his heart pounding like a war drum. The ancient obsidian archway loomed above him, its smooth surface etched with runes that glowed faintly in the dying light of day. Shadows pooled around the base of the arch, seeping into the ground like ink from an overturned bottle. He knew that once he crossed through, there would be no turning back. "Astra," he whispered, his breath visible in the chilling air. In response, a warm, pulsing glow appeared beside him, coalescing into the form of his dragon spirit. Astra hovered a few inches off the ground, her translucent wings shimmering with threads of blue and gold. "You called?" she said, her voice a musical chime that never failed to steady him. Kaelen forced a smile. "Ready for an adventure?" Astra's golden eyes sparkled. "Always. But this one feels different." Kaelen nodded, his throat tight. Eldric's warning echoed in his mind. "If you fail, do not return." The stakes had never been higher. He took a step forward and the air under the arch shimmered, the magic there thick enough to taste. As he crossed into Shimmerwood, the world seemed to hold its breath. The forest was alive with motion. Leaves whispered in an unfelt breeze, and the ground was blanketed with moss that glowed faintly underfoot. Twisting roots knotted into the earth like sleeping serpents, and above tree branches entwined to form a dense canopy, blocking most of the fading daylight. Kaelen pressed forward, every sense on high alert. The air was rich with the scent of pine and wet earth, but beneath it lurked something acrid and foreign, a hint of corruption. His fingers twitched, wanting to summon fire for protection, but he knew his magic was unreliable. He'd have to rely on stealth and caution until absolutely necessary. "Stay close," he whispered to Astra. "Closer than your shadow," she replied, her tone light but her eyes wary. As they made their way deeper into the forest, Kaelen's mind churned. He thought back to the lessons on Shimmerwood's dangers. Carnivorous plants that sensed magic, illusions designed to lure the unwary, and creatures that thrived in the dark. But this time the corruption of the shard had twisted the natural balance even further. Astra's presence helped to keep his nerves steady, but he couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Hours passed as the last remnants of daylight faded, replaced by the eerie luminescence of the enchanted forest. Kaelen's stomach growled, but he had prepared for the hunger. He'd learned which mushrooms were safe to eat, how to set simple traps for small game, and how to draw water from dew-kissed leaves. His training had covered survival basics, but this felt different, as if the forest itself were testing him. They reached a clearing where the air was unnaturally still. Astra hovered closer, her scales flickering with unease. Kaelen was about to suggest they rest when a low growl rumbled from the shadows. He froze, hand moving instinctively to his satchel, where a few enchanted stones were kept for emergencies. The growl grew louder, and a pair of glowing red eyes blinked open in the darkness. Astra's wings flared, her light brightening. "Stay back, Kaelen." From the shadows emerged a creature twisted by corruption, its form a grotesque mix of wolf and shadow. Tendrils of darkness snaked off its body, and its teeth glistened like shards of obsidian. Kaelen's pulse raced. This was no ordinary forest guardian. This was something born from the shard's tainted magic. "Astra," he whispered, his voice trembling. The creature tensed, muscles bunching as it prepared to lunge. "Kaelen," Astra said, her voice firm, "you have to trust your magic. Now." Kaelen clenched his fists, feeling the heat ignite in his palms. Doubt and fear warred within him, but the creature didn't wait. With a snarl, it sprang, and Kaelen had only a heartbeat to decide: embrace the chaos of his magic or fall to the darkness.